time when you were having a bad day, or even if you weren't and someone did something for you that randomly brightened it? According to Kim Baskerville and her colleagues, who are researchers in the Department of Sociology at Old Dominion University, a random act of kindness is defined as something one does for an unknown other that they hope will benefit that individual. In this video, we will be covering some reactions to random acts of kindness, why random acts of kindness can improve life satisfaction, our own random act of kindness, and how to start incorporating random acts of kindness into your daily life.
To start, we'll talk about the way people react to random acts of kindness. People react to random acts of kindness in very different ways, depending on the sender's race, gender, appearance, and age. In a study done by Kim Baskerville and her colleagues at the Research and Development in Social Sciences and Humanities, they handed out over 100 flowers to strangers at 6 different locations in 4 different days. They ranked the people's responses as a very negative response, a no thank you response was given, a neutral response, a thank you response was given, and a positive response. Findings were that age did not seem to be a determining factor as to how people responded to the giver. Men responded not as positively to the givers as women did. However, men responded more positively when women were the givers. And lastly, race seems to be a determining factor as to how people respond to random acts of kindness. Another common reaction to random acts of kindness are that senders, receivers, and even observers can feel awkward when in such encounters.
Random acts of kindness have been shown to have multiple benefits for both the sender and the receiver. In a survey that we conducted, almost all the class agreed that completing acts of kindness can help to improve life satisfaction, and according to Pat Humphrey, a wellness coach, it is one of 4 things that almost all happy people do. Multitudes of research suggest that happiness and socialness are intertwined with one another instead of being compatible with one another. A group of students from the Department of Psychology of the University of California collaborated to form a hypothesis that kids who engage in social behaviors will boost their happiness and popularity status. Their hypothesis was proven correctly, but more than that, it was proven that encouragement of social activities has more positive effect than beyond increasing a person's happiness and popularity. It could possibly even affect mental health and healthier environments that people can thrive in.
There's a study conducted by Otake, Shimai, Tanaka Matsumi, Utsi, and Fredrickson in 2006, psychologists at various universities in Japan. This study was designed to test the relationship between character, kindness, of strength, and happiness. The study took 119 Japanese women, of which 38 were in a control group. The study measured the happiness of women based on their kindness interventions that took place in their daily lives. The researchers were then able to contrast happy from less happy people from these findings. Those who showed more daily kindness to themselves proved to have more motivation in their daily lives. Also, happy people showed to have more happy memories because of the quantity and quality of positive and intense experiences that took place in their daily life. Happy people not only desire to be kind, but are also more attuned to the recognition of kindness behavior and are more likely to act on those kind acts. From the results of the study, we can infer that if we are more conscious of the kindness interventions we experience in our daily lives, we will be more likely to wish kind acts upon others and then eventually act on them.
When someone thinks of deviance, a negative connotation usually comes to mind. However, according to Angela Jones, a professor of sociology at North Carolina State University, deviance is, quote, an act of which is not normal, which leaves no presumption of negativity, because a norm violation may be considered positive. So though a random act of kindness is considered deviant, it's usually considered positive even though it breaks social norms. That's because it's usually doing something nice for somebody else, no matter how big or small it is. Professor Jones also assigned her students in one of her classes to do 12 random acts of kindness, and she found it really interesting that most of the students decided to do the random acts of kindness for people they were familiar with rather than strangers. She discovered that in those situations, many of the people on the receiving end thought that there was an ulterior motive behind their act of kindness, rather than them just wanting to do it for the sake of being kind. Nowadays, most people only do something if they know they're going to be getting something else in return. But positive deviance or random act of kindness is truly supposed to be just being kind for the sake of being kind.
Random acts of kindness may need a form of altruism. Altruism is defined as the process of an individual doing or performing an act of selflessness in order to benefit another individual. Altruism is a social behavior experienced by all organisms, not just humans. Ants are extremely altruistic, as only the queen can reproduce, while the offspring are worker ants. Worker ants are sterile. They cannot have any offspring, and this therefore defeats the biological purpose of life. Yet, they continue to provide for the colony.
In order to show what a random act of kindness is, we decided to complete our own random act of kindness. For our random act of kindness, we decided to hand out Freezy Pops at the clock tower. In addition to handing out the Freezy Pops, we also handed out quotes in order to boost people's moods and hopefully encourage them to do kind acts themselves.
It's no secret that food and mood are intertwined with one another. Food, in fact, is shown to be more associated with positive emotions with a higher intensity. Food has also been proven to reduce stress that is put on our bodies and on our emotional and mental state of mind. Right here, just take whatever one you want.
pink one.
It's really up to everyone else. Like, thank you. Here you go. Of course. Here, like, take a quote too. Spread kindness and happiness. Okay. Thank you. No problem. Oops, I'm sorry.
We're spreading getting kind in the face.
Here, I'll take it. I'm obviously a little bit like, oh, that's like a little touching. Thank you guys. Here you go. Take a quote too. Feel happy. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Here, do you want a freezy too? And then here's like a happy quote. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day.
Would you like a random act of kindness?
I would love that.
Thank you.
Spread it around. Will do. I'll take the nice words.
Here you go.
There you go. Have
Hope
a great
you
day.
have a great rest of the day. Spread kindness and happiness.
Oh my God, thanks guys.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the day.
And here's
Here you go. Yeah.
here's the green show my kindness shirt today. I thought maybe it's like a green one. I don't know. That's green. Thanks. Okay. Have a great day.
Oh, I sure will.
I am.
First asked 1,500 people, now that's 9,000, and that's all. Soon to rise 10,000. You guys would like some brownies, cookies, you got everything you need. So I don't know, once you come to the tour, whatever, you guys want to stop back here on the clock, stop, take some pictures, support a good cause. Yeah, Facebook's matching us dollar for dollar on that.
Here, take a quote. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. It's my kindness as well.
Oh, thank you.
Have a great rest of the day.
Have a great day. Thank you.
It's a random act of kindness. Why would it cost money?
Have some happy words.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Here, I can hold.
What's your name, man?
I'm Peter.
Oh, cool.
What do you think about random acts of kindness?
I'm all for it. I think when you bow out of this world, you should leave like a splash, and it should spread a ripple of kindness. And I think love in all directions is good. Random act of kindness, a little smile here and there, a door opening for someone helps their day a lot. So.
Thank you.
So it does that to benefit yourself? It's just trying to help other people out? Okay.
Yeah, you don't do it for you.
Okay.
I don't know, I think kindness to me is like doing things for other people like out of the blue, or like recognizing them and like their own actions. I don't know, just showing my care and support for them.
Hey there, my name is Franklin Robert Carnes, and I do believe in random acts of kindness. The reason being, we all have our own needs and desires, our own wants. And as the Buddhists say, suffering comes from wants and desires, does it not? So we can take the time to ignore everybody else, and we see opportunities for acts of kindness, and we might not take them because we think, what does each other make? But then that's our ego. So if we remove ourselves from that and just let go of ourselves, remember that we are our minds, we're not our bodies, we're not our personalities, we're not our egos, we're not the people that we're perceived to be, we are we, then I think it opens us up to the ability to be kind to random people. Because then we don't worry about if it's weird, we don't worry about if we're in the right place, we don't worry about anything but the act. And I think acts of kindness, random acts of kindness are great. They just come from your heart, generally, because then it is kind. Otherwise, you have some ulterior motive. But I think it's great to let things come from your heart and just spontaneously do stuff for people, because people would expect that.
Lastly, we want to give you some examples of random acts of kindness and some tips on how to start doing them yourself. One of the ways random acts of kindness start is through observance. It is a supported hypothesis that children who have witnessed their parents or other important figures in their life doing random acts of kindness will be more likely to follow in their footsteps. Other factors that influence strangers' intervention in regards to random acts of kindness include the control one has over their life, their own assertiveness, and one's self-esteem. The act of doing kind things is instilled into us as small children. From creating cards for our parents to sharing our toys with our friends, people learn to be altruistic at a young age. Sometimes as adults, though, we allow social norms to be a reason why we shy away from being kind to strangers. But simple things, such as bringing a dinner to a neighbor who's having a rough time, are random acts of kindness that we are not uncomfortable doing.
Now we will wrap up our main points by reviewing them.
People react to random acts of kindness in different ways depending on a multitude of factors.
Random acts of kindness have proven to improve life satisfaction.
For a random act of kindness, we decided to hand out Freezy Pops by the Clock Tower, as well as quotes that were supposed to be uplifting for people and encourage them to do kind acts themselves.
We gave a lot of examples of how to start incorporating random acts of kindness into your everyday life, as well as we learned to do such things.
Random acts of kindness can impact people's lives in a huge way, whether they are the sender, receiver, or observer. We hope this presentation has given you a better understanding of aspects that play into the random acts of kindness, and hope it inspires you to make a difference in people's lives, even if it is a small one. And then,
Thank you.
yeah, you're
Hope you have a great rest of the day.
You too. Thank you for doing this. You would do this regardless of whether or not this is a CSC class program, right?
Oh,
Yeah. So I'll see you out here next week with some more.
Probably.
Oh, you're recording it.
Yeah.